Bienvenue au CRTC. Vos fins de formation et pour assurer la qualité de notre service, cette conversation sera enregistrée. Welcome to the CRTC. For quality assurance and training purposes, this conversation will be recorded. Pour continuer en français, veuillez appuyer sur le 1. To continue in English, please press 2.
The preceding recording you heard in French first was a recording from the Canadian federal government agency called the CRTC. The official mandate of the CRTC, according to its own directive on their website, states the following. Parliament has given the CRTC the job of regulating and supervising the broadcasting and telecommunication systems in Canada. Here we have a government agency that is responsible for all broadcasting and telecommunication systems in Canada and is being delivered to Canadians in French first. As a majority Anglophone taxpayer in Canada, how does the idea that you have been relegated to second place make you feel? Beyond that, it is not a huge stretch of the imagination to surmise that the initial French first contact no doubt has a deeper impact and likely characterizes the state of this agency's loyalties in general, which in turn leaves Canadians wondering, or should leave Canadians wondering, when it comes right down to it, whose interests are more likely to be served with higher value and expediency in this kind of situation. If this were the only example of this kind of French first for a federal site which is supposed to represent all Canadians, of which Anglophone Canadians make up the vast majority, that would be one thing, but this kind of French first, French domination is happening in just about every aspect of Canadian life nowadays. It's creeping in, reaching out, and touching the lives of all Canadians in every corner of this country.
Dieppe is New Brunswick's biggest francophone community. 2 years ago, the city said there were too many English-only signs.
Too many English-only signs?
So it passed a bylaw saying all new commercial signs have to be in French and English.
Passed a bylaw? All new signs have to be in French and English? Did you notice which was in the dominant first position?
3 companies have refused to obey. The city has laid a total of 50 charges against them.
And whenever there are those who don't comply, the courts step in with fines. By the way, guess who holds the majority representation in Canada's courts and legal system these days? If you don't think this can happen to you in your province, then guess again. This is happening everywhere throughout all of Canada.
Oh, Canada.
The bilingual anthem is heard everywhere. It's even sung before Calgary Flames games at the Saddle Dome.
Marie-Pierre doesn't speak English. She likes the bilingual signs.
C'est sûr qu'il faut qu'il y ait les deux. Puis je trouve ça bien.